Awesome. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So I hope you can hear me very well and can see my screen.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Awesome. Thank you. Wonderful. So welcome and thanks for coming to my talk. I'm going to talk about will AI take over medicine? So a bit of warning, it's impossible to talk about all the related topics and cover them in this short time. So I highly recommend if you have any question, send them for me in the chat, and I would be more than happy to reply at the end of my talk or anytime the panel let me to reply your questions. All right, here we go. Who am I? Roushanak Rahmat, AI research scientist, and as I was introduced, I specialize in computer vision and image processing. So I've put some of my other specializations that I have in colors in this slide. And if you have any question, and you can reach out to me. And if you'd like to know more about my projects, my previous research, you can find them all in my website that you can find at the bottom of this page. Awesome. Let's see what are we going to talk about today. I'm going to make an introduction about how AI is revolutionizing cancer treatment. We should know why cancer is not cured completely. And I would ask a question, and I'll tell you what I feel myself. So the question is, would AI, would artificial intelligence help human to get a better knowledge about cancer? What do you guys think? Do you think we would see that? My answer and what I think is yes, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at this picture. Um, I tried to show that how different we human are from each other in this picture. We are different from each other in the matter of gender, race, skin color, and the environment impacts to us. And when we can see different people with differences, um, we expect that we would have also different health conditions. And sometimes we hear that people from a specific race or a specific region in this world suffer more or less from a specific disease. So this shows that our demographics perform a key role in our health. But when it comes to medicine in general, we look at human population rather than each individual, a population that we can see in this picture, that we are very different. Now let's look at this figure. What can we see from this? It's showing although people are different from each other, they all go through the same treatment as soon as medics classify them for a specific disease. The truth is, they get different responses from the same treatment. I mean, due to our differences that I mentioned, we can expect that the treatment has different outcomes from different individuals. But how if we are able to study each individual better and with respect to their differences to provide a specialized treatment for them? And instead of seeing no effect or even adverse cases, we maximize treatments for everyone. What is personalized medicine? The concept that I was talking about. Personalized medicine, which is sometimes referred as precision medicine, it's also called stratified medicine or even P4 medicine, is a medical model that separates people into different groups with medical conditions, practices, interventions, and products being tailored to the individual patient based on their predicted response or risk of disease. Personalized medicine can be used in different healthcare services, such as prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. In prevention, we are targeting early detection of disease in patients at risk and improving preventive measures. In diagnosis, an accurate disease diagnosis is modeled for enabling individualized treatment strategy. And in the last step, in treatment, personalized medicine is improving the outcomes of treatment through targeted treatments and reduced side effects. Now, let's see what are the benefits of personalized medicine. It would reduce trial and error based treatment decision. It would bring down the burdens associated with the condition, both in terms of health and finance. A patient-centric medication is done through the integration of multimodal data from an individual, that we will talk about this more. More emphasis would be laid on preventive mode rather than the reactive mode in medicine, and reduction in time and costs associated with the clinical trials, which is very, very important. How can AI help in this concepts that we were just talking about? So let's see um, that how AI help in this problem. AI has been explored and advanced in many fields, as we know, and the other speakers were talking about. But in medicine, there has been many different improvements using AI, but we still need more improvement and more exploration of AI in different fields of medicine. And what we hope that AI being used to help physicians identify and choose the right drugs, the right treatment for each um, individual patient. So the right drug, right treatment for right patient. With AI, we can make many medical related problems personalized. AI and big data can combine different information to improve the treatment. For example, for a medical doctor during radiotherapy treatment, they only look at a specific source of data, such as image scans and maybe a few more. But if we look at this figure, the amount of information we can obtain for an individual health comes from many different sources. And regardless of gathering this data, which is a very challenging task, understanding them and putting them together is a bigger challenge. Now, let's think how if we merge all the available information we can obtain from an individual. For example, patients' genome data, their demographics, their medical history, imaging scans, and their lab tests. Then we are able to go toward personalized medicine that I'm talking about. Merging data is difficult for us as a human, but AI can change the future of medical treatment as it has the ability to find the patterns we are looking for from different data sources. So the benefits and challenges of AI in personalized medicine we can talk about as there is a scope of applying the algorithms of machine learning to the genomic data sets so far, which would enable the delivery of personalized medicine. So they use the use of multimodal data helps in deeper analysis of large data sets, which improves the understanding of human health and diseases by leaps and bounds. As machine learning is capable of identifying hidden patterns of data, many future diseases can be prevented. And also, another benefit, I say AI would reduce the burden on the healthcare systems on screening of various diseases of seriousness, like lung cancer, COVID-19, heart disease, and many more diseases like that. As for challenges, the first one I can say is optimization of the application is required. So that's a big challenge if we apply AI in this field. Another challenge we have is that the knowledge base of the stakeholders, which would involve physicians, laboratory technicians, data analysts, programmers, and paramedical staff, has to be increased because everyone needs to have a basic understanding of the concerned domains. Okay, um, AI tools in personalized medicine. So there are different ways of tackling medical problems using machine learning. Some basic things in general I say are the classification, tasks, regression, clustering, or even reinforcement learning has been used, and we need to explore them more. Um, I'll tell you about some of the Python libraries that we can use that they're currently being used, although we need more data and we need more different source of data to reach the to be able to really personalize medicine by using many different sources. But these are the current libraries that people are using. As I said, in genome data, it's been explored personalized medicine well, and these libraries are mainly using for genome data. So one of them is scikit-learn, which is one of the most important tools of machine learning, and scikit-learn's various estimators or predictors are imported to model a particular data set. The other one is PyGeno, which is a Python package that pertains a precision medicine application with a special focus of genomics. It is easy to use and has highly efficient memory and has a fast framework that allows users to easily explore subject-specific genomes. And even a more specific package, which was developed by Google, is called Deep Variant. So Deep Variant is an analysis pipeline that uses a deep neural network to call genetic variants from next generation DNA sequencing data. Um, about combining data to improve personalized medicine, I hope I was clear. But if I wasn't, I'll try to give you some simple questions, examples that you understand what I was uh, trying to tell you and why it's important to gather more data from different sources and combine them and merge them to have a better personalization. So let's look at those examples. The first one that I want to tell you is, let's say one of you knows me, and if you see a picture of me, you can recognize this is Roshanak. If I call you from an unknown number, let's say, you can still recognize me from my voice. Now, let's say having both of these source of information, I mean voice and face, would give you more confidence in recognizing me, even if, let's say, my voice might be different due to catching cold. So one feature can compensate the other feature in case of having some noise on my voice, right? So human brain can easily merge and combine different type of data, while in AI, it's still a challenging problem due to the differences of data sources. I hope I'm clear now, and I hope you got the idea that what I'm talking about merging and getting different data. So a deep learning model can apply the same concept that I was talking about that our brain is doing. Um, the only problem that we have and we might face is where and how we merge these different sources of information in the same model that we are trying to read different sources of information in that to do a prediction task. I have done myself a nice research in combining CT images of a patient with the patient's demographic information in a single deep learning network that I designed. But as I haven't published that research, I decided to not put them in this presentation. But if you have any question in this field, and if you like to know the tricks that I've used and uh, any knowledge I have in this field, please get in touch, and I would be more than happy to help you and tell you what I know. Um, And now another simple example in medical application that I found from literature is when we apply ensemble model that combines classifications from the radiology and histopathology image analysis pipelines. So in this figure, we can see like this merging that they've done is simple. It's very simple. They're just applying classification and then they're merging the results there. So there are very different ways that how and where we are doing that, but still it might not be very straightforward because, as I said, this different data comes from different sources. They have different shape. But I think we would get there. We would get there by finding how we can find the patterns in each one of them and how we can merge that maybe weak pattern that each one of these features source of information that they have to provide a good prediction for the tasks that we are going to do and for a specific patient. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would be more than happy to provide you uh, um, to answer any questions that you have.